Hi.
Yeah.
So we are going to talk about the topic on comparative study on large language modules for very simple prediction of Netflix stock price with indicators. And these are our team members, and we are a group of two. Jisha, Ishwar Chandu, Venkat Naresh, Vadla Pranati, Anirudh, and Ritu. So next slide, please. So we are going to talk about this contest data set description, problem statement and goal, prompts use of each LLM, generated code snippets from each LLM, analysis of the solution provided by each LLM, final solution and conclusion. So coming to the data set description, I'm going to talk about the brief about this. So the database contains historical stock data of the Netflix from 2014 to 2023, including prices, trading volume, and technical indicators like Bollinger Bands, EMA, SMA, and MACD and CCL. It is well pre-proposed and suitable for training machine learning models to predict future stock prices based on the past patterns and indicators. Please move to the next slide. Coming to the problem statement and goal. Problem statement, the goal is to develop a reliable predictive models to forecast the next day's closing price for a company stock using historical data 2024 to 2023. Coming to the goal, including various technical indicators, this model aims to aid traders and investors in making informed buy, sell, and hold decisions. Next slide, please. Prompts used of each LLM, including problem statement and goal. So the problem descriptions and goal, the task is to predict company next day stock price using the historical data and financial indicators, aiming to develop a highly accurate linear regression model with around 99.10% accuracy. This model will aid investors and traders in making informed decisions and could be integrated into trading algorithm and used for standalone forecasting tool. The next slide will be continued by Jisha.
Hello, now I'll be discussing different things like Gemini, Lambda 2, Cloud, as well as some other as well. Coming to Gemini, let's discuss the problem description. The challenge of predicting stock prices due to numerous influencing factors. And the goal is critically to analyze the claim of achieving a 99.76% success rate in stock price, prediction using linear regression and considering its limitations. Let's move on to Lambda 2. So in Lambda 2, the problem description says that developing a straightforward linear regression model to predict stock prices based on historical data. And the goal is to create an efficient tool for investors to make informed decisions by minimizing risk and maximizing returns. And we'll see what Cloud says. Can we move on to the Cloud? Sure. The problem description says that it employs linear regression to predict Netflix stock price for a single trading day. And the goal is to develop a model achieving 99.76 accuracy again in predicting the Netflix stock price, demonstrating the potential of simple machine learning techniques despite the stock market forecasting challenges. Can we move on to the next one? Next, let's discuss the generated code snippets for each LLM. The dataset description is about the daily stock market data from 2014 to 2023, likely for Netflix, including features like date, opening, closing, highest, lowest, and trading volume. The technical indications are Bollinger bands, average, true range, and ATR. And the prediction target is next day's closing price, and according to that, the each day is generated. And the data set quality is well structured and suitable for developing forecasting models. So from here on, Anirudh will be continuing.
Yes. Now I'll be explaining about how we have used Gemini for code for handling missing values. The main purpose of using Gemini in this is the code snippet from the Gemini ensures data quality by checking for missing values in the data set. And the method we have used here is null.sum. Method is used on the data frame df, And this method counts the number of missing null values in each column, and the expected output is the series where the index is the column names and the values are the count of missing values for each column. In this case, the output indicates that there are no missing values in any of the columns, like each column has a count of 0 missing values. The main importance of the Gemini we have used here is ensures the dataset is complete, and meaning no imputation, replacing missing values if is needed. And complete dataset data is crucial for accurate analysis and model training, since missing values can introduce bias or errors. And the example code or the code we have used here is um, df.isNull.sum, which identifies the missing values count. And we have next used Llama 2 for code for generating a line plot, which is for visualization for clear picturization of data. And the main purpose is for this is the code snippet from Llama 2 visualizes the historical stock closing prices to aid in understanding stock prices trends over time for the future. And the method we have used here is a line plot is generated using matplotlib with data on x-axis and close, which is closing price on y-axis. And a line plot is generated using matplotlib, which is Python library with data on x-axis and closing price on y-axis. The figure size is set to 12 into 6 inches for better visibility for uh, our stockholders. The plot is titled Stock Closing Prices with labeled x-axis in the date and y-axis as closing price. And the main significance of this Llama 2 and Matplotlib to visualize is visualization helps in understanding historical performance and identifying pattern of trends. Useful for initial explanatory data analysis, which can be called as EDA, to gain insights into the data before modeling. The example code I can say here is import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT for using in our Python code. And now we are coming into Cloudy. Uh, Cloudy, we have used this for preparing dataset and training regression models. And the main purpose of this is a we used code snippet from Cloudy prepares the dataset for training a linear regression model to predict the next day's closing price. And the method we have used here is features such as opening price, highest price, lowest price, trading volume, and various technical indicators are selected as input X. And the next day's closing price is target variable, which we have labeled as Y. A linear regression model from scikit-learn is trained on dataset. Predictions are made using the trained model. And evaluations, mean squared error, which also called as MSC, and R squared error or R squared score are calculated to assess the model's performance. And MSC measures the average of the squares of errors, that is the average square difference between the actual and predicted values. R squared scores indicates the proportion of the variance in the dependent variable that is predictable from independent variables. And we have imported here sklearn.model underscore selection and sklearn.linear underscore model and sklearn.metrics from Python libraries. And next slides will be explained by my teammates.
Yeah, we have seen the different methods we used in the LLM. LLM is the language learning model. We have seen different methods that we used in the LLM. So we have seen different methods. We have different methods. We have that many different methods because every method gives one accuracy rate. So that is called creating the machine learning models. So whenever you create a machine learning model, you need to know the accuracy rate. If the accuracy rate is high for one method, we're gonna use that method in the learning model. So yeah, we have seen different methods discussed by my teammate. So, analysis of the solutions provided by each LLM. For first, ChatGPT. For any analysis, we are going to consider 4 factors. That is called correctness, relevance, efficiency, and clarity. So, the correctness. The code is correct and functional as it is successfully loads the dataset, trains a similar regression model, makes predictions, and evaluates the model performance. As I told you earlier, to build a learning model or to build a machine learning model, we need to consider all these factors. So here the correctness is like it is giving 100% correctness. So the relevance, how much relevant is the solution it is giving for the problem addressed. So here we can say that it is also giving the good relevance for the problem. The efficiency is also good, like it is well structured and follows the best practices for data loading and the model training. Like it is like showing the good efficiency for getting the data and to be trained. And the clarity, the code is relatively clear, but getting some additional comments is needed. So the next slide. So yeah, the analysis is done and the strength and weakness using ChatGPT. We can, depending on the 4 factors we have discussed earlier. So the strength is going to become like correctness, relevance, and efficiency. And I already discussed weakness because the clarity. The code is clear and it is giving the accurate results. The efficiency, the data loading is clear, and it is like giving good practices, but adding some additional comments to the code or to the documentation gives a clear idea to the model, like the one who is using it or the end users or who was creating it or who was maintaining it. So it will be a better idea if the comments were added. So next slide. So yeah, for the next method, Gemini, the correctness, relevance, efficiency, and the clarity. So these 4 factors, the correctness, the code appears correct and error-free. It successfully loads the dataset, handles missing values, train a linear regression model, makes predictions, evaluate the model, and visualize the results. Yeah, it is giving like whatever we expect to do a model when we are creating a learning model, it is giving like 100%, it is giving the accuracy. So the correctness is like it is good, and the relevance also, it is also addressing the problem of the solution. And efficiency, it is also like it is giving the essential results what we are needing. The clarity, the code is clear and easy to follow, um, with comments provided for each step, enhancing its clarity. Like for last method, the comments were not included for this method, the comments were included. So it would be a strength and weakness using Gemini. Strengths, correctness, relevance, and clarity. Yeah, as like the data loading is clear, and it is the maintenance is clear, and it is giving the accuracy of the model is high. So we can all consider it as the strengths of the model. And weakness, the efficiency. The solution could be optimized further, particularly in handling missing values and model selection to improve overall performance. As we discussed by the by my teammate, like Gemini is used to predict the missing values in the learning model. It will always become a weakness in the model because no model can predict 100% of the missing values. So it would be a little weakness, but the coming models, like the coming technology is going to enhance that con also. So next slide is going to continue by my teammate.
Naresh, I think you're on mute.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, coming to the Llama 2. Yeah, its correctness. The code is corrected and functional as it loads the data set, visualizes the data, prepares it for linear regression, trains the model, evaluates it, and visualizes the predictions. Yeah, relevance. The code is relevant to the problem of predicting stock closing prices using technical indicators and historical data. Efficiency. The code is well structured and efficient in terms of data preparation, model training, and evaluation. However, it could include more comments to improve readability. Clarity. The code is relatively clear, but additional comments or documentation would enhance understanding, especially for those less familiar with the code base. And next slide. Yeah, coming to the strengths and weakness using Llama 2. Yeah, strengths, correctness. Llama 2 solutions successfully handle data visualization, model training, prediction, and evaluation without errors. Relevance. The code addresses the problem of stock price prediction using technical indicators and historical data. Efficiency. The code is well structured and handles data and model training effectively. Coming to the weakness. In weakness, clarity. The solution could benefit from additional comments or documentation, especially in complex parts of the code to enhance understanding. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, Claude. Coming to the Claude. Correctness. Since Claude solution is not provided, we can't access its correctness. Relevance. Depending on the approach taken by Claude, the relevance could vary. If Claude's solution addresses the problem of predicting stock prices using the relevant features and a suitable model, it would be considered relevant. Efficiency. Without the code, it's challenging to evaluate its efficiency. However, its efficient to code typically follows best practices, optimizes data handling, and uses approaching algorithms or models. Clarity. Similarly, without the code, we can't access its clarity. Clear code includes proper documentation, meaningful variable names, and logical organization. Slide. Coming to the strengths and weakness using Claude. Strengths. Strengths correctness. Cloud's solution is expected to prepare data, train a model, make predictions, and evaluate performance accurately. Relevance. The code should address the problem of stock price prediction using a linear regression model and selected features. Clarity. The clarity of the code is crucial, ensuring that each step is well explained and easy to follow. Coming to the weakness. Efficiency. Potential weaknesses could include optimization issues in model selection and data handling, which could impact overall performance. Coming to the next slide. Final solution. The code produced by LLMs is used in the final solution when compared to the other two, ChatGPT and Llama 2 operate more effectively. The code snippet inserts a data set into a pandas data frame that includes stock market data for a particular firm from 2014 until 2023. The closing prices of the stock are then seen over time using a line plot created using matplotlib, where the dates are represented by the x-axis and the closing price by the y-axis. The plot is shown with the closing price shown by the legend along with the axis labels and the little. Understanding the trend and the variations in the closing prices of the stock over the given time period is made easier with the aid of this depiction. Next slide would go to our teammate Chandu.
Final solution. The code produced by the code produced by separates the features from the target variable y and uses the train test split function from skitlearn to split the dataset into training and testing sets in order to prepare the data for training a linear regression model. Using the training data, a linear regression model is trained and the predictions are made using the test data. Lastly, it accesses the model performance using R-squared score and the mean squared error MSE metrics. The computer results demonstrate good accuracy with low error rates. The actual and predicted values figure, it produced by the ChatGPT, shows how actual and anticipated illustrates the model's predictive performance over the dataset by showing two linear for actual values and anticipated values, with the y-axis extending from 100 to 700. In contrast, Llama 2's actually was predictive next-day closing prices graphic shows the difference over time between actual and anticipated closing prices for a certain stock. The graphic illustrates the model's accuracy in predicting the stock prices by showing actual closing price at dots, forecasted closing price as a continuous line. And while coming to the conclusion, a major part of the solution of the problem of stock price prediction based on the historical technical indicators is offered by ChatGPT, Gemini, and Llama 2 and Cloud. But Lambda takes the cake, sign it effectively manages assessment, prediction, training while offering a complete solution. With the use of useful characteristics and machine techniques, Llama 2 solution enhances the comprehension of stock price movement and trains a predictive model efficiently. By offering the precise forecast of future stock values, traders, investors is making well-informed decisions, perhaps leading the improvement results and investing strategies. Thank you.